tonight's rescues are true stories. We've sometimes used actors and stuntmen, but everything you see is based on the accounts of the people involved. They've helped us to reconstruct events as they happen.
I would never want any other parents to go through what we had to do.
In probably less than a minute, you know, we nearly lost one of our children.
The Cairngorms in Scotland are popular for winter sports, but no mountainside should ever be underestimated.
The mountain demands great respect. You've really got to watch out for the weather. It can change dramatically in no time at all.
It was the first day on the mountain for the Skinner family. Sue and baby Roisin, her husband Martin and 4-year-old Sean. They're played here by actors.
This was our first skiing trip, and it was really just to acclimatise the children.
We planned to go to Switzerland later on in the same winter season, and we thought if we brought Sean up here, we'd just see how he got on. We had a sledge with us as well, because we thought that if we couldn't ski for whatever reason, at least it'll give the children some fun. I walked up the steps with Sean. My wife was with daughter.
I think Sean was very, very keen to get on the snow, in one way or another. And I think Martin just decided to let him have a little go on the sledge.
All set? Use the brakes, okay?
It never looked dangerous at all. I didn't see any pitfalls. There was a lot of people about, and I thought, well, only going 20-30 yards in a sledge. I had hold of the ropes which were attached to the sledge at one point. The next moment I didn't, for whatever reason, whether I tripped or stumbled. I could never be sure. The sledge was about 2 or 3 foot away from me, and I went to go after it, but being a brand new sledge with a bit of weight on it, it seemed to pick up a little bit of speed. I thought the worst thing that would happen was that he would be thrown out of the sledge onto the snow. I could then see what appeared to be a big hole in the snow, and my first thought was that he was going to get extremely wet. It wasn't until I got closer to the hole that I realised how fast the water was flowing. The last thing I saw was his boots going under the snow. There was just no sign of him, and all you could see then was snow down the rest of the mountainside. I shouted for help then, because I was just devastated, because not knowing where he was, not even being able to see him, that was the worst feeling. I just cried for help. There's nothing more I could really do.
What's happening? What's happened? Sean! Sean!
I did panic, very much so. There was just no sign of him.
I just knew something wasn't right, and I think almost instantly as well, I think it was Sean.
Did he go all the way down?
Suddenly there was just a lot of commotion, a lot of people running down from the mountain.
Shall I take the baby?
Sean!
Martin, where's Sean? Where's Sean?
Eventually I managed to explain to her that he'd gone in this hole and I hadn't seen him since. I was in no fit state to really do anything at all. It was just so devastating what had happened.
I could hear some screaming. I thought it was children playing in the snow. As the sound got closer, you could hear the anguish in the scream, the sort of terror.
They're falling in the water, Sean! Don't know.
Quite a few people had started to dig, and they were just digging with their hands and their skis.
There was a gentleman beside me, the two of us were digging, and the majority of the other people were at the other end of the snow hole.
It seemed too long to me for Sean to still be alright, to be quite honest. It seemed to be a long time when I was calling for Sean, and there was no answer.
All that we were doing was digging as quickly as we could with our hands, because by that time the two of us were aware that we were looking for a body.
They were afraid that Sean had been swept underground by the stream. But in fact, he'd always been within reach. As soon as the snow had been cleared away from around the hole, Douglas could suddenly see where Sean had become trapped.
It was his foot that we saw initially. We didn't see the body. He was possibly just a foot or two away from us in the snow hole. Obviously we couldn't see him.
The woman came down and said they'd found him, but she said it didn't look too good. He looked dead, and they'd just laid him out on the snow.
His airway was blocked with compacted snow, so I cleared the snow away from his throat and his eyes. I was very happy to see my wife there, as she is a nurse.
Another gentleman had started mouth to mouth. I just kind of knelt down beside, really. I thought I really have to kind of intervene and help here.
We'll do it again.
He was blue. He had cuts and grazes to his head. He was not breathing, and the fact that he was so blue, obviously his heart had stopped too.
All I felt I could do is just reassure Sean. I just wanted him to be able to hear that his mum was there.
After about 2 minutes, he appeared to breathe on his own. I felt for a carotid pulse, and there was a weak one there, so we turned him into the recovery position to see if he was going to recover by himself. But then he stopped breathing again, and at that point I thought, oh no.
Oh, he's not breathing. Oh my God. Come on, Sean, breathe.
So it was just reflex action, you just start again. I would carry on for a very long time and still probably not give up until there was medical backup.
Breathe, Sean. Come on, Sean, breathe.
We carried on probably for about another 45 seconds. Seemed a very long time. And then he appeared to gasp more at this time on his own, and he was breathing spontaneously.
He still looked pretty bad, but he was alive, and that's what mattered at the time. I wasn't really worried about anything else.
Sean would be taken to Ragmore Hospital for treatment, but the first medical help to arrive was the local GP.
Sean was lucky in that if he hadn't been found within the next 2 or 3 minutes, he would have lost so much heat. I think that his body processes would have been irrecoverably lost.
Good, and his conscious level has obviously come up.
Clearly we were dealing here with the acute immersion hypothermia. He'd fallen into ice cold water that was running very rapidly. It would be like being in a washing machine.
I was trying to call help, but I could only say help, and I couldn't say anything else because it was blocking my voice. The water, it was so cold. They just ran away. It went 1 mile per hour, then 2, then 4, then 3.
He was a lucky boy that the team that were there at the right time.
I don't think words can describe how much we appreciate really how Melanie happened to be there.
I couldn't stop thinking about it, but everything was running through my mind. Had I done everything properly?
Melanie is like Sean's second mum, as far as I'm concerned. I brought Sean into the world, and she gave him back his life when he died. That's how it feels.